All right, without much further ado, let's start with the fireside chat. Taka, please have a seat. Thank you. Okay, so my very first question for you today would be, what kind of characteristics do you look for in a crypto startup?
As far as we've seen as a VC, right? We've meeting a lot of different entrepreneurs, and some of them we could invest, some of them we couldn't. But like in general, we like to invest into the entrepreneur with three characteristics, let's say. One is sincere. Sincere means many things, but we like entrepreneur who is sincere for your business, who is sincere for your, well, not necessarily investor, but customer, of course, and what we are doing. You know, unless you're sincere, it's so hard to actually keep people joining you, people following, or customer following you, and like something a quite important factor for many things, both internally and externally. And my second one is focus. Always like a startup, especially like say blockchain is in this, especially this year, blockchain startup or crypto startup are kind of well seen as, you know, you have a lot of things and you have a lot of opportunity or whatever. People are looking after you and people following you, and you sometimes feel, yeah, there's just a lot of opportunity surrounding me, so I can pick any single one. But actually, like startup has very limited time and resources, and entrepreneur or founder is the one which needs to deliver, but eventually what they can do is very much limited at the first stage of the company. So they need to really focus what they can do, what they cannot do, but it doesn't mean you don't do whatever you cannot do, but you let someone do, for example, or you work with someone or collaborate with someone. But you definitely need to focus what you are strong at and what you can do. That's the second kind of characteristic, how we see entrepreneur. The last one is naturally passion. Passion always doesn't need to be, you know, really like kind of extrovert kind of things. Relatively, there's a lot of introvert entrepreneur which has strong passion inside, which is heading to the and focusing on the product or customer or whatever. So like eventually, entrepreneur needs to have some passion to at least you are the one, you're first and only one. You may be able to change the world or change at least part of some big things. So we see those kind of passion as a quite important factor as well, how you love your product or services.
So does it actually matter if you're a technical founder or a non-technical founder?
It doesn't actually matter, and technical and non-technical is the role, right? Role split between sometimes technology comes first, especially like, let's say blockchain technology might come first, but eventually in order to do the business or in order to create a new value on the blockchain, you need certain angle of the business or certain angle or whatever, right? It doesn't necessarily to be whether your founder is technical or not, but definitely you need, especially in blockchain world, you definitely need the both angle and the both key players to work 100% or 120% on your project. Yeah.
Thank you for the answer. Okay, let's do a little deeper dive into the blockchain ecosystem. So I understand that there's quite a few projects out there that does an ICO as well, right? What do you think of a hybrid structure? Look at Sequoia Capital investing in, say, Filecoin before they did an initial coin offering, right? What do you think about a hybrid model? Does GlobalBrain believe in this model going forward?
Yep. The answer is yes. So that's actually what we try to seek, whether this is working or not. But eventually, you know, history tells. But we as a venture capital still have a lot of different assets and different knowledge base apart from crowd, right? Different from crowd. So we are providing not only the money, this is what I told, but also different things. But at the same time, the token sale or ICO enable you to get the customer or potential supporter, not just only money. That's the beauty of token sale as well. You're not just raising money over the token, but you're getting the first customer once you launch your product, right? That's the beauty of token sale, or let's say crowd sale. That's those two different angles of raising money can all believe harmonize together. That's how we like to pursue, as well as we try to contribute in both ways as much as possible to the entrepreneurial startups. That's how we are actually looking at it.
Do you see a majority of VCs adopting this approach, or only a special few at this moment?
Definitely VC is talking about ICO and talking about a lot of things, but still, I don't know. I don't actually know. I'd like to ask you guys, but how they seriously looking at not just investing to token or whatever, but like how they could contribute to the ecosystem. I'm actually not sure, but definitely we believe at least it's the way we as a venture capital world, we need to move ahead and need to define ourselves again.
Thank you for the answer. From my own personal experience, I found it really difficult to speak with VCs in 2015 when the market cap was at like $1 to $5 billion. When I go there and I tell them and pitch to them that I'm focused on the blockchain only, I'm trying to build a crypto gold token on Ethereum, right? And I told them my focus is only on the cryptocurrency market. They just brushed me off, and they wanted a double portion of what I was medicating. Yeah. So, but I think this situation is slowly changing. Going forward, the year after, when the market cap began to rise, people were paying more attention to this space. It was getting easier to approach VCs and explain to them what I'm trying to build at Digix Global. So I think it's a right time for a cryptocurrency startup to meet with VCs and to discover where you guys can synergize and collaborate. Having said that, what's the easiest way, say, for an entrepreneur to connect with GlobalBrain? I understand that you work in Singapore. You're here most of the time, right?
Yep. So yeah, this kind of question is always kind of asked how I could actually know you. And but we are now in the 21st century. We have, unfortunately, unlike or like blockchain, we have a lot of information spread out. And if you like to really approach to the certain specific VC of investors, you can actually do. You have definitely someone in common. You can just show coming up those kind of thing, those kind of offline event, exchange, and pitch you, and that should be done anyway. It's not matter of, but it's just how you're passionate about it, how passionate about your product or services, how you really love to talk to those guys and pitch to you. Not just only like approaching a VC, but also like if your product is sellable to those partner, you definitely have channel to do it. But of course, yeah, definitely sometimes entrepreneur doesn't have, which we could help as well. Yeah.
Would you like to share your email address?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I'll business card. So just come over and then, yeah, maybe let's talk. Yeah.
All right. My mic is dead, but let's move forward with Q&A. I think we have time for
Test.
2 questions, perhaps. Who's willing to go first with a question? Perfect. Okay. I'm just gonna
Hi, my name is Jesse. I'm with Loki, and I have a question for you regarding one of the key points tonight was version 3 of venture capital. I just wondered if you could elaborate on that a little bit more about where we would see that 5 years from now looking back. Like maybe it'll be more clear what version 3 looks like.
Still, I'm not sure what version 3 is looking like, to be honest. That's why we set up this arm to explore. That is actually first answer, but the answer is, I think we believe more like harmonization should be there. And again, like token sale or ICO is the things which you make your company public, right? Or at least your token to be public. And a lot of different people are kind of watching you, right? Monitoring your every single day's price. And that is what now like public market is looking like, and which is also different governance structure. But again, at the time you guys do token sale, a lot of project is not actually ready as an organization to handle hundred millions of dollars, right? So so our role as a venture capital professional investor is at least bringing those different governance structure to the startup entrepreneur to really properly deliver the product and create this to let product create the different market or business in the world. That's, I believe, the role of VC, and I don't know how it's gonna be formulated as a 3.0, or it might not be 3.0, but like we kind of foresee those kind of future. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Pavan. We are running a crypto exchange from Singapore, crxzone.com, for about 3 years plus. Want to check with you, it's a ready product, everything. If we need to expand or if we need like banking help or anything, how you can help? Because Japan is legal now and you're operating from Japan. So will you be able to help any success? It's a developed product running exchange for last 3 years.
So you mean in Japan or in general?
In general.
In general.
Means like product is developed, everything is done, but it's all owned by us, and we want to liquidate some of it and but it's only to the people who can really help in the business, not for the money.
Okay, it's quite specific question. Let's talk later. I think more like, yeah, let's talk later. Well, if you can generalize it, I mean, the question to generalize is how you, I mean, how we guide us startups' next expansion, right? Is it right? Is it correct?
It's more a new entrepreneur, new product, they need finance, they need this, they need that. But for a company like us, we don't need the money. We need the value addition. So what kind of help, what kind of things you can do? I don't need the money.
So you'd like to seek our help without welcoming our money, right? That's a question, is it?
Question is how you can help in growing the business.
Yeah. So again, like talking about blockchain anyway startup, right? A lot of things to be done, and my exchange is quite relatively, understandable, easy way. I mean, not say easy, sorry. It's kind of obvious process to the growth is the process of the growth is relatively obvious. We just give you some advice from different angle. But in general, like blockchain as an entire ecosystem, I showed you earlier, a lot of different pieces are missing, and each piece is not. I mean, each function is not able to solve by just single player. We need a lot of different collaboration. What we'd like to at least foster is collaborate the kind of the oil in between, right? It's already like a quite collaborative community, which we really like, but still there's some not having because just not knowing each other, or because they have maybe different viewpoint, but it was talking and working together to see the next step. So that's basically what we'd like to do is contribute and bridge in those guys in between, so that you don't need. I mean, you eventually talk directly, but from different viewpoint as a VC to look after the different entrepreneur, and then providing those findings or knowledge to different parties, which is opening up a different solution or different, the angle to work together. That's our value as a third party, right? Yeah. Sorry, generalize the question. Yeah.
Hi, thank you for your talk. So I'm Ivan. I'm a consultant / data scientist, and to be honest, quite a noob in the blockchain ecosystem so far. So I'm gonna throw a general question, right? So one of the things I'm curious about is, what's your thinking around, valuation and funding for applications that are looking into different industry verticals. So let's say healthcare or energy or so forth. What will be the best value proposition for those kinds of verticals?
Sorry, question is variation
Evaluation. So
of each different application in different industry.
Yes.
So variation in this, entrepreneurial investor are always difficult question to tackle, and definitely like depending on the industry, its metrics or KPIs different, and so we cannot generalize across the industry how you value the company or project, but at least the variation is what at least you provide the value to the market or with some expectation on top. So if, let's look at stock market, right? Now, fundamentally, current listed company is providing the value, right? Providing a services or product or whatever the value in the market, which eventually ended up their valuation, right? It's just, blockchain is basically all the same, but industry-wise, it might be different, and how the industry's problem is able to solve by blockchain, whereas so industry A, like healthcare, might be, but I don't know, different industry might not be. So the variation should be varied at how really, not just industry angle, but how really actually your technology and solution application is able to solve what kind of problem. Yeah.
All right, I guess we have time for one last question. All right, I guess that's it. Thank you very much, Taka, for this wonderful presentation today.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so we have about 10 minutes right now where you can interact with one another and maybe form a company right here and then go find Taka immediately after.
Just a round up for the events for the remaining of this week. So tomorrow there will be the main event at SUSS. The sign-up link is on the meetup page itself. So tomorrow the event will start to run from 3:45 all the way down to 9:30 p.m. And then on Thursday, we will be over at PayPal, where Bread Wallet, it's a Bitcoin-based wallet, will be presenting its own product. On Friday, we don't have anything as of for now. So yeah, happy FinTech Festival Week, and do reach out to the speakers here. Thank you very much for coming.